What's the dark secret behind female humanoid robots? With today's scientists working twice as hard to change the world through science, the world is finally on the verge of setting the stage for the rise of female pleasure robots and humanoids programmed to perform specific tasks in the hospitality, food service, and entertainment industries. Inquiring minds want to know, so let's find out. But first, a warm welcome to everyone new to our channel. Here, we keep you up to date on all the fascinating discoveries and mind-blowing insights in the field of robots, artificial intelligence, and future technology. Please subscribe and activate the bell notification for a ton of exciting robot content. Let's begin the video without further ado. Due in significant part to the computer's historical replacement of low-level secretarial work that was previously thought to be done by women, women in technology have long been associated in our culture. This relationship extends beyond Siri, Alexa, and Cortana to the nearly all-female phone operators of the 20th century. Women in technology have a long history together, and society has become accustomed to using a woman's ethereal voice to communicate with technology. This feminization causes the dread of the female to be transformed onto technology, changing the fear of artificial intelligence into a delusional phobia of femininity. In the wonderful movie Lars and the Real Girl, Ryan Gosling plays Lars, a socially awkward bachelor who thinks a plastic blow-up doll is his real girlfriend. His delusions allow him to sustain a connection with the doll, while friends and family react in varying degrees of concern. A number of vendors were displaying goods at the significant consumer electronics show CES 2016 that have the potential to make some lonely humans a little less lonely. So Lars might not seem so naive in the near future. Technology might soon be able to provide him with the functional equivalent of a human partner. In both literature and film, there has long been a fascination with robots and their potential to replace and work with humans. One example of this is Brent Spiner's portrayal of android Lieutenant Commander Data in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Data's attempts to forge a stronger emotional bond with other characters in the acclaimed film served as one of the show's 7-year-long motifs. Recently, she and Ex Machina have bonded with artificial life forms. Maybe this reflects how many people feel about love. It could also explain the widespread adoption of smartphone-operated pleasure devices like films and plastic dolls as substitutes. When it comes to de-stressing, many individuals just want to avoid other people, to paraphrase the adage. In the cult classic Rocky horror film, scientist Frank N. Furter proudly unveils his own robot, a beefcake blonde. The world appears to be on the point of turning science fiction into reality, with fully developed robots acting as partners. A robot with a human appearance has appeared this year that some observers have labeled beauty. True Companion has had a robot named Roxy for a number of years, but the concept has yet to catch on. As demonstrated in the movie, Japanese Robot Girl can do anything for you. Japanese inventors have constructed a robot that resembles a woman. The video opens with the query, "Are you weary of looking for a girlfriend? What are your options?" The creators seem to have a solution for you. There are several consequences of this discovery. We now have robots, and it would not be an exaggeration to say that they have the potential to be the next killer app. Pleasure video is still widely used in technology and business, which is, of course, the result of persistently high demand when you consider that pleasure is expected to be a major driving force in the expanding virtual reality sector. The idea of controlling a ready robot partner through a mobile device may be appealing to some, but there are valid concerns here. Pleasure has historically been a difficult and awkward topic as society attempts to balance human desire against moral behavior when it comes to pleasure, what is reasonable and what is excessive, when we do dehumanize procreation to the point where it has no purpose or is simply a cruel campaign against humanoid robots. A new group has formed to address some of the issues. The rise in the objectification of women and children is the result of the creation of humanoid robots. A comparison to pleasing robots, which rely on identifying just the needs and wishes of the buyers of pleasure, while the sellers of pleasure are denied subjectivity and reduced to a thing, highlights the vision for humanoid robots. The creation of humanoid robots and the theories behind them bring to light the heinous evils that still exist in the realm of human trafficking, which relies on the concept that women and children are beautiful and so justifies using them as products. We believe that the development of such robots will contribute to the decline in relationships between men, women, and children. Professor Kathleen Richardson of De Montfort University in the UK, an ethicist and leader in the campaign against pleasure robots, has expressed grave concern about the development of pleasure humanoid robots. The dropping in marriage and child rates in many affluent nations poses a serious economic hazard. The increasing usage of machines may make this deterioration in the basic ties that enable us to survive worse. Animals and even inanimate objects are easily anthropomorphized by humans. Faces can be found in almost anything, from clouds to door handles. In the movie Castaway, Tom Hanks' character appears to be able to overcome great adversity by naming his volleyball Wilson and conversing with him throughout his 4 years of isolation. Psych Central notes that anthropomorphism has numerous implications, thinking of a non-human entity in human terms. People would undoubtedly try to form more meaningful relationships with their robot companions, especially if robots could display some resemblance of human emotion. Would such a relationship take the place of human contact it does in the movie Her and With Who? For instance, makes it worthy of moral care and consideration. In addition, anthropomorphized entities take responsibility for their own actions, meaning they become deserving of both punishment and reward. In addition to the cultural and moral consequences, other issues need to be addressed. If individuals could marry robots, would they instead choose to leave their fortune to dogs or marry horses? May a primary partner bring a case for adultery? How far would people go to maintain their updated robots if they utilized them as a friend? India proclaimed dolphins to be non-human persons in 2013 and outlawed dolphin-focused entertainment. Recently, court proclaimed orangutans to be non-human beings and ruled that they could not be kept imprisoned. It is possible for robots to one day obtain a status akin to that of orangutans. So what happens now that you're living off your own wages? What about the benefits for retirement? Robotics is pushing science into unexplored terrain. Perhaps someday robots won't be regarded as possessions. Medical device companies and technologists are already working on creating more delicate prostheses that better match human biology. The difference between humans and machines may eventually become less distinct as brain-improving circuitry develops. We frequently fail to see how the development of humanoid robots and the theories that underpin their production demonstrate the immense horrors that still exist in the world of human trafficking, which is based on women's perceived inferiority and thus justifies the use of them as objects. Things will only become more complicated when pleasure is introduced into the equation. Even though it's true that people should focus their efforts on robots rather than children or women, doing so still perpetrates unequal and violent power relations. One example is the way the robot designers assign gender based on their function. By doing so, they're simply reinforcing pre-existing stereotypes, much like how sex robots generalize the idea of female beauty. Is it feasible that one day we would choose artificial family over human or animal kinship, in which case our civilization will suffer? Despite the fact that scientists' original prototypes were humanoid robots with feminine bodies, they imitated masculine movement patterns. Humanoids can move, communicate, and perform actions thanks to sensors and actuators, for instance. Although some humanoids don't resemble humans at all, most humanoids are androids and are based on a few key human components, such as the human head. Humanoid robots are thought to have sensors that allow them to sense their surroundings. They are thought to have a head, torso, arms, and legs, but this isn't always the case. With that being said, it's time to end our video, but before that, we'd like to know your thoughts on this. What do you think about our future with female pleasure robots? These humanoids function based on specific characteristics, and an android is a humanoid robot designed to look like a man. Still watching? We knew you'd love our video, but we'd be even happier if you could just hit that like button. Please share your thoughts in the comments and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more incredible films like this one.